Access granted.
Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of WDWLTV. Little commentary on school security, guns, and the recent sad tragedy that happened down in Santa Fe. Get started. Oh, isn't this just wonderful? YouTube just said my connection's unstable. Wait while we try reconnecting. Lovely. Well, evidently, it's not the camera that's causing me to look like a robot. Now I look like something out of one of them old Japanese movies from the 50s and 60s. My mouth is moving at 47 miles an hour. And I'm sure I'll look like a fool. All right. I'm sure school security is the same throughout the country. And let me tell you about a little incident I had recently. I went up to my old high school and I just wanted to ask a simple question. I walked in the front door. I did not get a foot inside the front door, and immediately I was met by two school security guards asking me what they could help me with. I said, you know, I need to ask a question. I don't know if you can help me or not. So I said, could I go into the office? No. You have no reason to be here. Now, as I looked ahead, there were two metal detectors. I found out basically at every and everyone has to go through a metal detector. They also have to be wanded. There's x-ray machines like at the airport. Backpacks have to be run through. Now, like I say, I'm surmising that this is nationwide. How did this kid get into the building in Santa Fe with a gun? There's all types of metal detectors. How did he get through? Was somebody not paying attention? And I know, you know, there's going to be all the rah, rah, rah about the NRA and, you know, too many guns. Well, let me give you a few facts that I picked out of a couple of news articles. Of course, we know Texas is our largest state. They have over 2 million registered hunters in Texas. It is the largest amount of registered hunters anywhere in the United States. Second of all, now I'm not talking, you know, an apartment in downtown Houston or, you know, I'm talking like outlying ranch and country and that. The average household has at least 10 different types of firearms. Several types of guns, shotguns, long guns, handguns. There are more arms in Texas than there are probably throughout the United States. And they have the same process down there. I mean, you've got to go through, a check. You just can't walk into your and buy a gun over the counter. I extend my condolences to all the families that, lost, children. They say 8, and there's a couple in the hospital that are wavering. I don't care how bad somebody in school pissed me off or harassed me or, belittled me. Mike, the last thing I would think of is bring a gun in the school and shoot somebody. Where did this all start and where did it all come from? Take a gun, in the school, shoot somebody because they, made fun of you. Now, yeah, kids can be cruel. I saw a lot of bullying when I was in school, high school, junior high. And nobody said anything about it, which was unfortunate because I'm sure there's a lot of, adults my age that went to school at that time that grew up with some sort of a complex because somebody, bullied the shit out of them. But, I attribute a lot of this to the parents of this generation. There's a lot of overextended families. The old plastic, use the old plastic. So you get overextended, which means both parents have to work. But, and I am not begrudging anybody anything, but you don't need to live in a $500,000 house and drive $200,000 or $300,000 cars. That's why we have 2-parent working families, I think, because you live above your means. So the kids get no supervision. Now, they're going to, all the whanners are going to take, this kid that came into the school and shot, 8 people. Well, there's more than 8, but there were 8 fatalities. They're going to blame it on, he didn't get an Xbox like all of his friends or a new BMX bike or, he didn't have the allowance like everybody else. I think we need to go back to the way it was when I grew up. There's nothing wrong with corporal punishment. Yeah, my ass hurt sometime, but it made a better person out of me. And pull that God on my ass because I raised my son the same way. But it didn't leave lasting effects on him, He's not out on the street buying a gun looking to shoot me. He's very respectful. I've heard that from many, 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 many people. But unfortunately, you know, what's done is done. But these school shootings got to stop. Parents have got to take over their kids again. It's not just hand them a couple $100 and the keys to a brand new Range Rover. Oh, don't get me started on that. You know, when I drive through the, well, not drive through, I drive past, you know, the high school and look in the student parking lot. Like I say, I've talked about this before. It just amazes me, the cars that these kids are driving that are above $60,000.
That's it. I'm through.
I just had to make my point. And I'll be back with another gripe. I know you guys just love to hear me gripe, but talk to you later. Sorry this kind of dragged on, but I had to make my point, people. The golden microphone, WDWLTV. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Access denied.